Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. Thanks for joining me for today's video, which is going to be, it's a wee bit different from anything that I've done recently, I would say. But basically today's video is going to be all about this Pink Prosecco from Kylie Minogue's wine range. So if you have been with me since day one, you'll maybe remember that this channel actually started as, I guess, a champagne review account, because I I absolutely love my glass of bubbles. It's something I'm not often seen without. Typically I do lean towards champagne more, however I still drink Prosecco, and when I saw this, first of all, I thought I just really have to try that. So it's quite nice to throw it back for today's video and try something that is a wee bit different, but it's something actually that kind of was the starting of this channel. I think every now and again I would like to do a wee video like this, but as I said, when I saw this bottle, I just thought I really would love to give it a wee try, give it a wee review, see what we think. So I'm going to hold it up close just so you can get a wee close up there. So as I said, this is the Kylie Minogue Rosé Prosecco that she has brought out. If you weren't aware, Kylie Minogue has brought out a range of her own wines, so there's quite a few different ones she's got. The other one that I would really be interested in trying is her Rosé from Provence. I actually did see it in the shop where I purchased this, so I picked this up in Harvey Nichols, which I then saw on their website is one of their stockists. I just happened to be in Harvey Nicks and they had literally one bottle left. So I just bought it, and to discuss a little bit about the price, it was £14 in Harvey Nicks, but I do believe you can get it from Tesco for £12. I haven't managed to see it in Tesco, although I think you can order it online, so if you say you were doing your food shop, you could just add one to your basket. So this was £14 from Harvey Nicks. The Provence Rosé was 22, and I just thought, I'll just get the Prosecco for just now and maybe I can try that at another point. It's 22, was maybe slightly, higher budget for a rosé that I would normally pick up, so that's why I just stuck with the Prosecco for today. So I do also want to just say that I am in no means an expert on wine or Prosecco or champagne or anything, to be honest. My wine knowledge is very much beginner level, and when I started this blog, one of my goals was and still is to improve my wine knowledge. So I'm still interested in different wine accounts and champagne accounts, but I have ventured into more fashion and lifestyle myself, because to be honest, that is probably true passion, whereas this is just something I'm really interested in, and I do absolutely love drinking champagne, drinking Prosecco, anything with bubbles. So it's something I do want to explore a little bit more, but it's no longer like the sole niche of this account, if that makes sense. So I just want to say that from the get-go. If you're watching this hoping for a really in-depth tasting analysis, unfortunately I'm not really going to be able to give you that. What I can give you is my honest opinion. I want to try and kind of explain or understand, is it worth that price tag? Because £12 in Tesco, £14 in Harvey Nicks, that is probably more than I would normally pay for a Prosecco, because you can then usually get a champagne around about that price, and to be honest, I would probably prefer to go for the champagne. For example, both Aldi and Asda do a sort of budget champagne, and I'm not saying it's as good as any of the other well-known brands, but you definitely get the champagne taste from it because of, the way it's produced, whereas a Prosecco, the flavour that is really lacking for me is that brioche, yeasty, bready notes. That's not flavours that we associate with Prosecco typically. And I would say Prosecco to me tastes a wee bit softer, and it's not quite as maybe rich in the flavour as champagne. That being said, I really would like to aim to try and decide what we think of the budget on this bottle and whether it would be a good sort of gifting item, because I think if you want to give someone a nice Prosecco, this could be a good option, because I'm going to hold it a wee bit closer again. I absolutely love the bottle. I don't know if you can see that there's like little love hearts on it, which I just thought was so cute. And that's what my idea was. I thought this could be a really nice gift, if you're going over to someone's house, like when it's allowed of course, you could take a wee bottle of Prosecco, and I feel like this could be a nice option for that. So I'm basically just going to pop the bottle because I really am intrigued to try it, and then we can have a little chat about what we think. So I shall basically just get on with it. Oh, so I have to say, first of all, I know I'm going to talk a little bit about the kind of packaging of the bottle, but I really love how the inside of the foil is pink. So that, yeah, bonus points for that. And this part here, which I think this is called the cage. I can't remember what this part is called. There's a really great champagne account called Champagne Squad Official, and she did a reel that had all the different parts labelled, so I'll need to go back and check, but yeah, I feel like that looks so cute. So I'm just going to pop the bottle. So I have actually got two style of glasses today. I'm going to pop a little bit in this white wine glass first of all, because I do know from my research that this type of glass is going to be a little bit better for nosing the wine. And I've also got it's a kind of tulip glass, which I'm going to just pop a wee bit in afterwards to have a look at the bubbles, because this is my one thing about this style of glass, is that I find it makes my champagne or Prosecco go flat more quickly, and I am all about the bubbles, I'm not gonna lie. I really love that fizzy, and I really like intense bubbliness. So that's why I'm actually using both glasses. But we can see it is an absolutely gorgeous colour. Oh my goodness, I mean that just looks heavenly. Wow. Okay. It's got quite a nice nose to it actually. And what's weird, and I don't know whether this is just a sort of psychological thing, but on the back of the bottle it does have some tasting notes. And one of the things it says is notes of strawberry. And I swear I'm not making this up, but I'm getting strawberry. Like, and I'm really, really not very good at identifying flavours, you know, confidently, but I definitely feel like I'm getting that sort of sweet, sort of strawberry note, like summer fruits. Apart from that, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I could pick out anything else individually. I think it's quite a flavoursome nose. I feel like you are getting a lot, and these glasses definitely do help with that. But I'm going to give it a wee taste, although I'll explain a little bit about the Prosecco itself. So it's 11% and it is 85% Glera, which I hope I'm pronouncing that correct, and then 15% Pinot Noir. So, okay, let's have a wee taste. Oh, that's really lovely. I feel like you're definitely getting the flavours that are making it the rosy Prosecco, because this is one thing I would say is that generally if I do have a Prosecco, I actually prefer a rosy Prosecco rather than just your standard Prosecco. I don't know why that would be, but one of the local Italian restaurants that Jack and I went to just as we were leaving lockdown had three glasses of their rosé Prosecco, and it was so lovely. So often if a place doesn't do champagne by the glass, that's what I would lean towards ordering. I would say in this glass, and I will compare it in a wee second, the bubbles are fairly fine. I'm not really getting a huge hit of bubbles, but then as a champagne drinker, I know that is one difference I do notice. The champagne bubbles tend to me be a little bit more intense, a little bit stronger, and maybe even bigger. There's probably some science behind that. So forgive me if I don't know exactly why, but that's one thing I would say. I think it's very, very nice, and I would definitely enjoy drinking this. So what I will do is pop a little bit in this tulip glass just so we can see the difference, see if there's anything we can comment on. Hold that a wee bit closer again just so you can see. In fact, I'll put this here to the bottle. Let me just compare to see. And the other thing I know people still do, but I don't like to actually do that much with sparkling wines, is I feel when you swirl, you lose the bubbles even more. But again, you can correct me if that's not true. This is something you can try at home, just using a wine glass versus your flute or a tulip glass or a more standard Prosecco champagne glass, and see if you can notice a difference, because I honestly notice a huge difference. This, and it is to do with the shape of the glass, so that bowl that's then wide at the bottom and then kind of narrowing at the top is going to concentrate the aroma, whereas this one is not doing it to the same extent, and I think it's because it's so narrow down at this point here. But the benefits of this glass is obviously we do get to see a bit more of the stream of bubbles going up the way. So yep, I'm definitely finding it a wee bit more difficult to nose in this glass. I feel like I had something there on the tip of my tongue to sort of comment on the flavour, but I don't know whether it's just the strawberry again, but it's almost like kind of raspberry-ish as well. What I'm actually going to do is just quickly read out what tasting notes it says on the back so we can kind of think about it a wee bit more. So it says, an elegant sparkling rosé with crisp, fresh notes of strawberries, raspberries and blossom. So there actually is, I don't think I would be able to pick out the blossom if I'm honest. I would say how I would describe it is light, it's fresh, nice bubbles, quite a little bit of sweet, fruity flavours to it. Very easy drinking. It really is. And that's one thing I would say I do prefer it towards Prosecco rather than champagne. I think champagne actually does irritate my stomach a little bit, and I don't think you get the same effect with Prosecco. So I kind of feel what I'm leaning towards this in terms of my opinion is, I would say it is a really lovely Prosecco. I think it has lots of nice flavours, it's very easy drinking. However, I think if you were paying 14 based on the Prosecco itself, that seems a wee bit steep. However, when you add in the packaging and the love hearts on the bottle, that to me is a major selling point. I feel like it takes it up a notch, and I actually do think this would be a really nice gift to give someone, and you know, it'd be really nice to receive as well, because it's slightly above like a standard supermarket Prosecco, and it's something a wee bit more special. So that's kind of what I would say about it. And actually, if I was having like a girls' night, I would say, do you know what, I've got the Kylie Prosecco, let's give that a go. And normally these days I do prefer to drink champagne, just purely, I just absolutely love the taste of it, and I know some people don't find the differences to be that significant, but for me, I really just prefer the taste of champagne. And it's nothing to do with the cost. I wish it wasn't so expensive, but I genuinely notice the difference and really feel the difference, and I don't quite get as excited drinking Prosecco as I do with champagne. However, I do think this is a really, really lovely glass, and I would be delighted if anyone, you know, offered me one. So I also wanted to mention a little bit more about the sort of terms that you sometimes see on different wine bottles, and one of them is DOC, which is basically, with Prosecco, as my understanding of it goes, it's the sort of way of classifying a certain standard. It's, in my mind, it's not dissimilar to in champagne, where there's certain things you have to do to be called a champagne, one of them being within the Champagne region. And I think it's similar with this DOC, is that it's just a sort of way of recognizing a certain standard, and it's a protected geographical area, so you cannot put that on any old bottle. It's got to come from this specific area. So that was one thing I was going to mention. I also realised that I said 15% Pinot Noir, which is correct, but since we're talking about an Italian wine, I probably should have said Pinot Nero, which I don't even know if that's correct pronunciation, but as I understand it, Pinot Noir is what you'd say if it's a French wine, Pinot Nero is what you'd say if it's Italian wine, but they are essentially the same grape. I hope I'm right with that one. So I just thought I would give a sort of final comment on the Prosecco. I would say it certainly is really nice, although I feel like there's just no way I wouldn't have liked it, but I probably would buy it again. But to be honest, I would probably lean towards the gifting route rather than buying it for me to drink, because I think it's a little bit high for a Prosecco for me and my kind of preference. I would probably prefer to go for a budget champagne, but that is my personal opinion. Obviously, pretty much means nothing, so but I would be really interested to know if, you know, you've tried this or if you're looking to try it. Let me know what you thought. I think it's a lovely wine, and I really am intrigued to try her Provence because I do love a Provence rosé. Most of the time I am drinking bubbles of some sort, but if I'm not, you can guarantee I've got a glass of rosé because I don't actually drink red wine or white wine that much, but Provence rosé is definitely something that I am partial to. So I feel like I have covered most of the things that I would be able to comment about this Prosecco. I am so glad that I finally got to try it because I am quite a Kylie fan and all her marketing has been amazing. If you've not seen her Instagram, I'll include a screenshot here, but you have to go and look at it because all the wines just look gorgeous and there's beautiful floral images. She's marketed it so well. And I also heard that they actually just sold, or within their first year sold, like over 1 million bottles. So they said they were really pleased with the way it's been received. So good on you, Kylie. I will say I'm sure I will be buying another bottle at some point. I hope it becomes a wee bit easier to get because I'm not sure how easy it is to get just in general. I'm not always at Harvey Nicks obviously, so it would be interesting to know whether it will become a bit more available. But yeah, this is my commentary on it. I hope this video's been okay. If you're not really into these styles of videos, don't worry, this is not something that I'm going to be doing every week, maybe just every now and again. I wouldn't mind doing a little review kind of video. It's just something a bit more relaxing and a bit more fun. So yeah, let me know what you thought of the video. I hope you liked it, and yeah, let me know if you have tried the Prosecco as well. But that is it from me. I will see you next week at 7 o'clock. Thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon. Bye!